Hello, dear cadets. Hope you all are fine and safe. I know in this lockdown period you all have prepared your own timetable. Pay a little bit much attention to the science and mathematics. We are already with the chapter light. Today we will discuss mainly spherical mirror and how the image formed by spherical mirror. So let's check the topics that we will cover today. Spherical mirror, how it formed, how the name came, how to calculate focal length, spherical mirror, how construct the images, and some little bit hot questions. Chalo, first try to understand what is meant by spherical mirror. Clear? Okay. Cadets, you may have seen solar cooker, sunglass, or normal items like saving mirrors. You also visited science labs. There you have seen so many carved mirror. Those are not plain. So this carved mirror is known as the spherical mirror because they are a part of a sphere. They constructed from a sphere. That's why they call spherical mirror. In this picture also I have given some glimpse of the spherical mirror. Okay, so solar cooker, this is the solar cooker. Here you can imagine a big sphere, or you can think this solar cooker is a part of a big sphere. So let's discuss types of spherical mirror. Broadly speaking, we divide the spherical mirror into two parts. One is concave type, another is convex type. Clear? So two type of spherical mirror are there. We have to learn in this chapter. Concave mirror. Let's try to complete the diagram. And now first I will draw concave mirror. So this is the apertures, and now I am trying to make, or I am trying to imagine a complete circle. This is the center of the circle. Okay, and whatever the effective part of the mirror apertures, there should be a middle point known as the pole, denoted by P sign. Clear? Now we can join this pole P and center of the circle C by a imaginary line. Okay, so I just join. This imaginary line is called principal axis. So the axis that joins or cut P and C. At the middle of this line, means middle of pole and C, there is a point called focus F. If parallel rays are there, they will always pass from this F. So this is the physical significance of the point F. Any parallel rays always will pass from F for concave mirror. Now let's draw the diagram for convex mirror. I draw the convex mirror. Now I am completing the circle. Imagination, it's mine. In this circle, this C is the center. So we can say this point C is the center of curvature for the spherical mirror. The middle point of the mirror is pole. As usual, again I join pole and C by a imaginary line known as principal axis. Similarly, at the middle of pole and C, another point I have taken, that is F. Focus. If parallel rays are there, they will reflect from the convex mirror such a way that we will think, it will appear to us that rays are coming from the point F. Clear? That is the beauty of the point focus F. Clear? So I think you understood. Or any doubt is there, you can drop the question. Clear? Next, the distance between center to pole is known as the radius of curvature. It is actually curvature. It's not an entire circle. That's why This distance, the radius amount of distance is known as the radius of curvature. For both concave and convex mirror, pole to center distance is denoted by r. Pole to focal point is denoted by small f, called focus distance or focal length. Clear? Later we will discuss about sine convections, r, f, all these things. So again, let's take a view on the principal focus, because sometime it came in exam. Definition: yes, if parallel rays are there on concave mirror, they will meet a point, or if parallel rays are there fall on a convex mirror, after reflect they will appear to intersect a point. This particular point is the principal focus. Now one question, sometime it came, if you visit the lab, the first experiment you have to do it, calculate focal length of a concave mirror or convex mirror. So I have taken here concave mirror, and I will explain you how we can determine focal length of a mirror by performing a small experiment. Clear? Okay. So for image formation, three distinct things we require. One is object, second one is a reflector from where rays can reflect, third one is the image formation. For that we need a skin. That white material is here our skin. So let's take the object. I have now drawing the object here, okay, and my skin is here where the image can form. So, and my concave mirror is also I have taken, that will behaves like a reflector. Clear? So three things I have arranged. Now let's proceed for the image formation. I have taken the object such a way that rays will come on the spherical mirror, and after reflection they will meet a particular point on the skin. Chalo, let's complete the diagram now. Okay, so incident rays, they fall on the spherical mirror, and I adjust the skin such a way, on the skin there will be a light spot. I think you can understand the light spot, how it formed. Rays after reflection came here, that's why this spot formed. This good spot indicates कि light actually confined here. Clear? Good. This much understanding required. Now we will go to some numerical expression. Later you will come to know, for mirror one formula is there, 1 by v plus 1 by u equals 1 by f. Clear? U is object distance, v is image distance, f is focal length. Now just pay attention, my rays are parallel, incident ray. It means object will be at infinity distance from the mirror. Later also this concept will be clear. So we can finally say u is infinity. So 1 by infinity we know 0. Then we can say 1 by v equal 1 by f, or f equals v. F equal v, this physically signify that if we calculate distance between mirror and the skin, that means v, that will be f only. Thus by a small activity we can calculate focal length of a mirror. Here I have taken concave mirror. So many cadets ask this doubt. See cadets, sir, prove this formula r equal to 2f. Let's try to understand. R we know, radius of curvature, f is focal length. I have taken here concave mirror. So that is pole of concave mirror. And now I am completing the circle, its imaginations, to find out the center. See, now I can join it by imaginary line, that is principal axis, middle point, focus f. I know if any parallel ray is there, after reflection from the mirror, it will pass from the focus. Very good. Focus. So rays fall on the mirror and reflect back. Now I can draw a line from center to end. No doubt, any line drawn from the center will be treated as the normal. So these I and R are respectively incident angle and reflected angle. From raw reflection, we can say I equals R. Now cadets, pay attention on two lines MN and CP. They are parallel. Clear? Good. And the line CN join these two parallel lines. Clear? So we can say from this, using a little bit geometrical knowledge, we can make the conclusion this angle, that is MNC, equals NCP. Okay, the name is alternate angle because parallel ray is MNCP and CN join. Clear? So conclusion 1 and conclusion 2, if we merge these two conclusions, what we will get? Yes, you correct. Finally, we will get that angle R equals angle NCF. Clear? We know the arms that is in the opposite of angle will also be same if angle are same. So we can write CF equals FN. Clear? Now cadets, if N point is very close to point P, then we can make these assumptions that CF equal to FP. Why FP? Because Fn now is FP. Because N is very close to P. If then, or we can say F is the middle point of CP, or we can say F equal to R by 2 or R equal to 2F. Clear? Now we will discuss image formation by spherical mirror. How a spherical mirror forms the mirror. Okay. Cadets, understanding of image formation by curved mirror is not easy. It's complicated. So we need to take or use some rules. There are total 4 rules. We will discuss those rules. Clear? Rule 1 is, you understood? Picture is there. Chalo, let's try to understand. If any ray parallel to principal axis is there, after reflection it will touch focus, or the feeling will be there it is coming from the focus. Clear? We will discuss rule 2. Dear cadets, rule 2 is just opposite of rule 1. Just imagine what is rule 1. Uska reverse you have to make it. Okay? So let's try to understand. As usual, first we are taking concave mirror, one pole, focus and center. If any ray pass from the focus after reflection, it will be parallel with the principal axis. And for convex mirror, if any rays is coming towards F after reflection, also it will be parallel with the principal axis. Now, third rule, it's easy. If any ray is passing from the center of curvature or coming towards center of curvature, then they will return back in the same way. Why this happens? Because any ray coming from the center of curvature means perpendicular. So I equal to 0. That means R will also be 0. So physically it means the ray will travel back in the same way. Clear? Fourth rule is easy. Whatever the first law of reflection, same, I equals to R. Actually, I equal to R at every point, but in rule 4, we will consider the pole as a point. Clear? Easy rule. So these four rules help us to complete the ray diagram for when we will start image formation by concave or convex mirror. You should have a good comment of these four rules. Then only image construction or diagram will be easy for you, whatever the object position or whatever the mirror you have. Thank you.